Well, any parent understands the struggles that can go along with picky eaters. It can be hard for the whole family. But our sponsor, MetroEHS, is here to help with therapy that is a positive experience that improves the child's quality of life and ultimately the parents too. MetroEHS is a pediatric neighborhood therapy company that has 14 locations across Metro Detroit, including 3 more that are on the way, meaning there is a location near you that can help your family with therapy for conditions like autism and beyond. Now, joining us this morning to talk about feeding therapy are Dawn Sterling, board-certified behavioral analyst with MetroEHS, and Sam Fitzsimmons, director of occupational therapy for MetroEHS. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Tati.
This is an important topic because everybody has seen, if it's not your kid, it's your niece, your nephew, your cousin, these picky eaters. So let's start with what signs to look for to know if the child in your life could benefit from feeding therapy.
Well, Tati, 1 in 23 kids under the age of 5 actually have a pediatric feeding disorder. It's way more common than we think. 80% of kids with a developmental disability, ADHD, autism, also have a pediatric feeding disorder. We look for kids that are having mealtime behaviors that significantly disrupt the family's daily routines. They can't go out to dinner, they can't go to birthday parties. Mom is making 3, 4, 5 different meals just to please the child. Total refusal or even partial refusal of food. We look for food selectivity of different, only eating certain colors, types, temperatures, flavors, and an overall reduction in the amount of foods they will eat. Usually we're looking at seeing kids for OT and speech if they eat less than about 15 to 20 foods total.
Wow. So how does MetroEHS address feeding then?
Yes, so we definitely, as we've talked about before on the show, we use an interdisciplinary model. OT, speech, even our PTs and ABA all help us address feeding together. So we do it through play. We want food to be fun. We want to take the fear away from food. So we'll start with non-food items. These are fun little fake strawberries that we pretend to eat, and then we can branch to like meltables and things where we're starting to get stuff in our mouth. We also will do really fun sensory play to get used to stuff on our fingers. And then our goal is to eventually get that child to put it into our mouth. And then that's a success.
Go from there. It's like, okay, watch me. I don't know, however you would go about it. So how young is too young to start feeding therapy?
It's never too young. As Sam frequently says, even newborn stage, there are maybe signs that they're having difficulty latching during breastfeeding, swallowing. Our interdisciplinary team, we look at all of the things: the swallowing, the chewing, everything that goes into consuming and or drinking to make it a successful experience. So you're never too young.
Yeah, never. Newborn on up, we will see you. We want kids to be growing, gaining weight, and enjoying the process. And if your child is struggling, send them our way.
All right, so what is some of the advice that you have for parents that they should or should not do when it comes to feeding strategies?
So we really want to make it and keep it fun. As Sam mentioned, the fun is a huge part of it because it's the no pressure situation. So when we have children that are fearful of certain foods or have had any sort of traumatic experience with a food, then any sort of pressure with that, we get into this power struggle, or we have the potential for this power struggle, and that's not a place we want to be in. Food should be about engagement and being with your family, or any of the being out in society, being able to enjoy this. So if it is a constant battle, then there's no enjoyment on the parent side or the kiddo side. So it's very just no pressure, touch it, play with it. If you taste it, awesome.
Tolerate it at the table, even.
Yeah, just letting it be it can be a huge step forward. So wherever your child is at, that's where we will meet you and your family, and then we go from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So before we let you go, tell us what MetroEHS is all about in your own words.
Yeah, it's about interdisciplinary collaboration, looking at the whole child, meeting them where they're at, no matter what cards they were dealt, the moment they come to us, and embracing the child and the family to really wrap them up into our arms all together and help them grow.
Yeah. How about you?
Yes, it's so much reiteration of that whole child approach, and it's not just on the child that we focus. We also focus on the family, empowering them to understand where their child is at, working with them to achieve the goals that the family has for their whole unit.
All right, so look at the whole child and the whole family, which
Yes.
is awesome.
Yes.
Donna and Sam, thank you guys so much for
Thank you for
joining us
having
this
us.
morning.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And again, there are 14 Metro EHS locations in Metro Detroit, and 3 more are on the way. To find the location nearest to you, so Metro EHS can help with ABA, speech, occupational, feeding, or physical therapies, go to the website MetroEHS.com. Again, that's MetroEHS.com.